like people on Facebook show that they'd be interested in what you do. So like your Facebook page would show up on their like side, you know. Hey, is anybody there? I don't see anybody. Okay, well, we're live. Today's September, what? 25th. And today is our JA3LAH. And we actually added another H to our program. And so just so you know, JA3LAH is Jess, Joe, and Jeanette, and then the number 3. And then Liz, Amy, and Heather. So you're Heather as well. So you fit. And what we do, you want to come over here, and then when everybody else comes, we'll put it at the bottom. This is our other Heather, and she just joined us. Say hi. So what we do is it's kind of like just like a girls chat / business that we talk about. I mean, girl things, husband things, kid things. We talk about, I know, it's like what we all need, like to just kind of vent. And then we also talk about business if it comes up, you know what I mean? If somebody's having something they want to talk to about. And it's a way for like our audience to kind of feel like they have somewhere to go and kind of, you know, like The View. You know, people just sit there and watch, and everybody has their own opinions and stuff. It's kind of funny. And so we want our team members as well as just anybody to be able to come on and be live and just kind of chat. And if they want to comment and talk to us, they can through the chat. Because a lot of people don't have close friends that they could just, you know, talk to. And so let me see if on our other Heather, she's in Alaska. Because she was on, and then where are you guys? Okay, so she said she's guessing that she could just see, not be seen, because she's on her phone. Her husband's getting his teeth surgery, you know, pulled, the wisdom teeth pulled, yeah. So yeah.
So she can hear us?
I think so. Let's see, can you hear us?
She just can't see us.
Or I think she can see us. We can't see her.
Oh.
So let's see. Oh, that's Liz. Okay, we'll be right back. The L of the JA3LAH is coming. My kiddos both stayed home because I have to take Allie to the doctor at 1. So I don't know if you want to go down there and just meet me, or if you want to come with me and we'll go together. It's up to you.
Hi. How are you?
Hi. So we're gonna move this. Whoa, over here. I think it's just the 3 of us. I haven't heard from Jeanette or anything.
Heather said she was gonna go get on.
Yeah, I just talked to her, so I don't. I can't get anything to play. She said, "Can you send me an invite on?" Yes. This is the orthodontist. You guys can chat. This is Jessica. How can I help you?
I don't know. How can you tell?
Hi, how are you? Good. Yes.
I'm Liz, by the way.
I'm Heather. Hi, Heather.
Hi. Have we met before?
Oh,
I've come over to this before.
Oh, okay.
You've been here and helped me.
Awesome.
Yeah. How's
You
it going?
You wouldn't have to have a coconut lemongrass.
You like totally
So
know.
would you?
No. I needed to get a few bars from Jess today, actually. That I need.
340. Awesomeness. Yes.
Well, everybody, what have you guys been talking about?
We've got all the new stuff.
Nothing really. We just started.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'll see you next Friday.
So how long have you been a consultant
Thanks,
for?
Jess. Oh, you too.
Since
Bye.
October of this year?
Last year.
Of this last year?
Yeah.
I joined in October of
Lay down.
2013.
Oh, so you're a year ahead of me.
Yeah. Come here, just a little bit.
So my kiddos are home sick today. One of the many beauties of working from home. What's wrong with your back?
I don't know. I was sitting in my swing.
Sitting in your swing. That's probably not the most comfortable. It's like a swing that hangs from, you know those IKEA things? It's like a sack.
That hang from
Yeah.
the ceiling. Yeah.
No wonder why your back hurts, sister. So what were you guys just talking about?
Just,
When we joined.
yeah, when you joined.
So did you tell her how you joined?
How'd you join?
No. Okay. So I love Scentsy. My friend, she sold me Scentsy. Never really tried to approach me on becoming a consultant,
Uh-huh.
and I wanted to. So I just got online on the Scentsy website and typed in my address and what consultants were like around me.
Was it me?
And
It's
I
fun.
looked at all their pictures to see which one
Like the nicest?
that I liked, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna choose her, and it was
My mom.
Oh, that is so awesome.
yeah.
That's how I do it.
And then my mom quit for a little while. So now she's my frontline.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it worked out
Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I joined
Yeah,
you guys.
me too, yeah. She was so cute. She's like, yeah, she looks nice. I'm like, yeah, my mom's nice. I'm like, thanks for choosing her. Yeah. It's probably my internet. Oh.
I joined about 2 years ago. My husband did Jessica's logos for Scensy's Angels.
Oh, cool.
And then I was introduced just to the product by us doing business together in that aspect. And I really wanted to be home with my kids as they got into high school age and, wanted to just be that watchful eye as teenagers. So I just said, this is what I'm going to do. And I've been doing it for 2 years now.
She shocked me.
You're doing really good, by the way.
Thanks.
I see all your
I don't know. Are we live right now?
Yeah, we are.
Oh.
things on the Jessie.
Yeah.
I had a team meeting yesterday and I'm having, because I'm very direct and to the point and it's very, I just feel like I'm offending some people because I put the information out there
Oh.
and I get asked the same questions of stuff I already posted or whatever. And I know they're going to ask me again, but it's just I'm learning a lot. Let's just say it. As a leader, I'm learning a lot.
So let's talk about that a little bit because this is something that took me a long time to kind of, it's hard to know, where is, how do I say this? Why is this not on again? I gotta put this up. No. Where is it?
Did you turn it off?
I just minimized it. Hold on.
If you put the information out there, it's people's
It's
responsibility.
confusing. Sometimes I get really confused.
Well, the thing is that everybody has different lives and different times of what they're doing. And so some people catch some things, where is, how do I, yeah, I sound like I know a lot. That's the,
More coffee.
yeah, right. I still haven't finished my first cup of coffee. That's the problem here. Why it's on. Start Hangout. It's already live. So it's live. So the green thing's on. We're not going to see ourselves. So I don't know what I did. But anyways,
That's okay.
yeah.
We already know what we look like.
We do. What I was going to say is that as a leader, you can only provide what you can when you can. And when they want the information, they'll take the time to go look. The nice thing about meetings is that, people that didn't catch something or didn't understand something, they can kind of, that's when it's us to reiterate and educate. And a lot of people are scared to ask questions. A lot of people don't understand, especially when they don't understand, they feel like they're in a room full of adults. And it's almost like, oh, my family doesn't understand.
I think that's what happened.
Like you don't want to raise your hand and be like, I don't get this.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the person was not understanding.
Okay.
Well, maybe not asking the correct question for us to explain what needed to happen.
Okay.
And it just became, there was a lot of tension and I felt really bad at the end. And then I kept reiterating, I post videos on this stuff, so just check your Facebook page. I posted a video and then it turned into, well, I work, I can't check it all the time. And I said, I understand, but I'm not just saying it in general for that person, but in general for everybody to know that I often post videos or I, touch on the subject, just check the Facebook page, if not contact me because there was an issue where a lot of people didn't know how to use a perpetual reward.
Okay.
So
in that situation, you did good. You were educating what's available. But at the time, if you get people showing up to meetings, that's their way of saying, okay, I'm ready to learn. And unfortunately, I believe I've been through that. Sometimes you feel like I've already done this. And so sometimes you feel like you're repeating yourself. But the thing is that's the time to repeat yourself, and that's the time to take the time to educate, because if you don't want them saying, contact me, because if you have a room full of people and they're all contacting you at different times, that's impossible for you to educate.
Well, then I did say, I said, if whatever we go over is still not clear, contact me and set time aside to meet with me on a one-on-one.
So were you going over that specific subject and they just weren't getting it? Is that what you're training on?
One person was just not getting it.
And that's what you're training on?
No, because I opened it, I was done with the meeting, I opened up an open forum. Any questions that you guys have on what you've been doing or anything that you're confused upon, and then that question came up. Well, what's a perpetual word and how do I use it? What's that word?
Okay.
So then, I explained it, and they still weren't getting it. So then I had to show it, like on the workstation where it's at, how to use it and when to use it.
Did that help the visual?
And they still didn't get it. So they were saying they're quite. Then and she's like, I still don't get it. I still don't get it. And I don't know if she was just not asking the correct question.
Did you ask her how she learns best?
Well, and then I said, well, what do I do with it? What do I do with it? So she wanted me to say, you call your previous host, just where that party came from, and you contact them and let them know you have a half off. She didn't know that step of it.
Okay. Because these are all newer consultants, so they haven't had previous hostesses.
Had a party yet?
So, well, they have had a party, but it's all been parties that are generated by them, by their own doing, because they're still building their businesses. So they haven't really done booked a party off another person's party just yet.
But you can give your if you have your own party, you can use your perpetual reward for
yourself,
Yeah,
or you just
yourself.
give it to somebody else in the order. Like I personally, whenever I see somebody that orders like the most in the party and it's my own party, I will give the half off item to them, the perpetual, as like a gift. Yeah.
Because she's my biggest fan right now.
That's awesome. Yeah. So, well, and again, that's the one thing you can't beat yourself up for. We can't, as trying to help, is because unfortunately this business, we're not, I mean, luckily enough, some consultants are teachers, but this isn't our trade of being teachers. So we're only doing our best. And so, you can only educate to the best of your ability and then say, unfortunately, I'm not able to help you, it seems like. And so maybe if you, maybe one of the training calls, or maybe you can contact, somebody else to support, or they can come to me, or they can go up the line, go to Dina. That's why we have such a big upline, is because the way I explain something might be like, whoosh, but then they listen to a call and all of a sudden like bells go off, you know what I mean? Because somebody else is saying it a different way. And that's the beauty. As leaders, I think that we put so much pressure on ourselves. We think that we have to be that person that does all the aha moments for our team. And it's impossible. It's impossible. Especially our frontline, the people that we personally brought on or are responsible for. We want to be that person that they're like, oh, yay, I get it. And you feel almost responsible for like, why am I not being able to help this person?
That's how I felt.
Yeah.
That's how I felt.
And
why wasn't I able to understand what she was asking for? And I felt like she felt frustrated. I felt frustrated, and it just felt like there was tension already, being built up, because we kept going over the same thing over and over again. And her answer wasn't being answered.
Her questions wasn't.
Her question wasn't being answered.
Yeah.
And I felt we were all just spinning our wheels.
So there is something that's very important as when we're leading people, is it's very important to address that we understand their frustrations. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know how it happened, but really make sure that they know, like, I can see why you're frustrated, that I'm not helping you. And I am so sorry that I want you to know I'm doing my best to try to figure out what your question is, but I guess I'm not understanding your question. And I'm so sorry for that. But maybe on Monday you can call support, and maybe they'll be able to understand it and they can walk you through it. That's what they're there for, is because I unfortunately may not be able to help you with everything. Call Jess, maybe she will. call up the line, maybe ask on the page, and just you're showing them that you're not the only source. Because the reason why she's getting frustrated, possibly, whoever it was, is that maybe she's coming to you looking for all the answers and you're not getting it, and so she feels like she's come to a dead end, and that's where the frustration came. So you don't want that dead end. You don't want to be the door. You want to say, okay, you came to me, I did what I can, and you did the right thing, but unfortunately in this situation, I'm not able to assist, obviously, and I don't want you to continue to get frustrated, and I don't want this to turn into a bad thing. So I think we're at the point that we're gonna need help.
Yeah.
Other than me.
Well, we were able to figure it out finally.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we were
okay.
able to figure it out.
Was somebody else able to input? Is that what helped her, or how did you?
A little bit. I think when, because she was still like, well, how do I use it? When do I use it? What do I do to use it? And then I think when I said, well, you gotta call your previous hostess and let her know that she's gotta pop off, and then you get the order. Because she was asking me, like, do I just order something randomly and hold it for her?
No. Okay.
She didn't understand
that she gets to select what she
Yeah.
wants. Well, I mean, I could see that. I mean, the thing is sometimes it's hard when something comes simple to us that's like common sense in our brain. Isn't, and a lot of times when we're new, we second guess ourselves. It's something that's,
Right.
we want to do everything right, and so we're like, okay, what do I do? Even though it's something pretty simple, that would make it harder than it is. That's one of the first. That's one of the top 10 things that new consultants do, is we make it harder than it is.
Or they don't want to call and ask.
Yes,
either.
and they don't try to help. And it's on the list that Becca has, is that they don't get help.
Yeah.
And so
That's the frustrating part for me.
and the one thing is that, because I know you on a personal level too, is because you are so sharp that sometimes what is common sense to you, and I'm the same way in certain ways, but I'm also really dumb in other ways, so so I can relate to other people. But like, so we have to understand that everybody's at a different level in mindset, in education, in passion, in everything, and so we have to see where they're at, and then kind of go to where they're at. You may get it in a certain way or view it a certain way, and they may never view it that way, and we have to accept that. And it's something that's hard. It's very hard.
I think at our next team meeting, we're gonna partner up, and then we're gonna say what we see in the strengths of that other person, because there's strength that person has that I don't have.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
It's very important.
And then there's
You guys
strengths.
can balance each
Yeah.
Oh
And
yeah.
then there's strengths that I have that person doesn't have. So it's a learning experience. I've learned.
This business is,
A lot.
you're going through a master's degree of psychology without the bill. But no, it's very true. You learn so much about personality. You learn so much about you. Strengths that you thought you may have had, you realize you're not as strong at.
Or strengths that you think are strengths are also weaknesses.
Yes,
Like,
absolutely.
that's a weakness of mine, is that I can't, I'm very so straightforward and direct, that can be a weakness as well, because people get offended and then pull back.
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, the majority of the world, I think we're trained to sugarcoat everything. And because everybody's so worried about hurting people's
I
feelings.
just need a little sugar.
You need some.
That falls in the correct category of people being politically correct.
Politically correct, yes.
You don't know.
Yeah.
You can't sugarcoat everything all the time.
Yeah, and so it's a balance of, but there's the balance. There's always going to be, if you try to balance something, something's always going to suffer, and something's always going to take more, weight. And so what we try to do eventually, building as a business and as ourselves, as we're developing ourselves, is we try to focus more on harmony. And so harmony, you guys, were in music?
Mm-hmm.
And so like how everything goes together and it all sounds like one, but it's all going at different places. So the only way that we're going to be able to live in harmony is knowing and accepting, being able to like recognize when we're being too harsh or not harsh enough. Or like, for instance, on the director call, people that knew me for a long time, they took almost offense of me being so direct.
Really?
Yeah. And so the people like you guys, you've only known me like this, that this is just the way it is. you're like, that's just Jess, and just telling it like it is. It's not like I'm telling you you're a bad person, or I'm hurting your, not directly hurting your feelings or attacking anybody personally. I'm just saying this is what needs to go on. If it's not, then maybe this isn't for you, just reality. But again, when somebody's used to me being dipped in sugarcane all the time, and from the way I was before, it's like they feel like, okay, well, she's not like that anymore, so that means I'm in trouble, and she's mad at me, and she's reprimanding me.
That's how I felt like that person felt. Like after we were done explaining, I'm like, and I posted a video, just
So I will tell you when, and this is something that I've learned, because that
teach me.
Yeah, this answer, that type of an answer almost makes them feel like okay, I guess I'm stupid, or I don't know what everybody else knows.
But I didn't. But see, I didn't.
So how did you present it? Because our delivery so makes the difference.
I know, and then that's my problem.
Well, it's not a problem. It's something that you're working on.
I'm working on it.
Yes.
So like we were finished explaining, and I said, and then this is just a reminder that I post these videos. I said this is just a reminder. I post these videos, so
they're
watch
that they're available.
So they're there on the Facebook page.
Okay.
So that's what I said, just like that.
So again, you have to remember the way people take things is usually a guilty conscience. If they're taking offense, it's probably because they didn't know that there were videos, they're not utilizing them, and they feel like they're being reprimanded.
They're not training themselves.
Yes, and they're guilty. And they don't want to, so the way they look at it is, I'm here now, this is the time, and it's hard for you because you've taken the time to do all that. But we have to remember the average consultant isn't going to utilize everything that we have. So if we're gonna have a team meeting live, we have to be willing to reiterate and do and train over again, because sometimes that's the only training they're going to come to or they're going to utilize.
Yeah.
And if you're getting people to attend, that's huge.
That's 6 people yesterday.
Yeah, that's a
really
good
good.
attendance. That's a really good attendance. So, because your team's like 22 now or something like that,
Yeah.
so that's a really good percentage. So here's the thing. The only way we can prosper as leaders is accepting that everybody's going to run their business differently.
Yeah.
You are going to run your business a certain way because your business is a business and it's a prospering, growing business. In their mind, they're just trying to figure out what they're doing today. And so we have to, again, go to where they're at, ask a lot of questions on our end to help us figure out
The form that you had me fill out.
Yeah.
Do you have those? What is that called?
She made it for me, the recognition one.
That helped a lot, didn't it?
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
got all the questions on it. What the consultant, like where they want to go with their business, what drives them, what motivates them. That's
How they want to be
really
contacted.
good. You,
But this person's not my direct downline. My direct front line, I mean.
you only do that with your direct frontline, or
Anybody that meets with me, I will do one.
Okay.
All my frontline does have that, because the idea is that your frontline is who you're directly coaching, unless they come to you and say, I want your coaching.
Well, this person hasn't really directly come to me. There has really not been much time, but but I'm gonna suggest that.
But if they're attending your meetings, they are.
Okay.
Does that make sense? It's like an unspoken looking for direction. So if they're going to attend your meetings, the next one they attend, maybe pass out the recognition. Be like, you know what, guys, everybody's different. We're all learn differently. We all have different needs and desires for our business and direction that we're going. We learn differently. So this is going to help me understand how I can help you. So because then you're telling them that it's okay if you're running this business as a side thing and you're just here to kind of fill yourself in. You know, you don't want to say that, but I mean, that's what you're saying, that like, no matter where you are, it's okay. I just want to help you to be successful in what you want to be successful. Because a lot of people, especially when you are running a business, I've had this my whole career. People always think they have to be trying to run their business like me. Well, I can't do what you do, Jess. Well, yeah, you can. You're just not willing to. So I've had to, I've had to kind of verbalize that I only want what you want. I'm not trying to make you a director if that's not your intentions. Do you know what I mean? If you're coming to me saying you want to be a director, then I'm going to tell you what needs to happen. But that's a totally different ballgame. You know, Scentsy on the side, extra money is a totally different situation than running this as a business, because it's not when I feel like it anymore. It has to continue. The doors always have to be open, you know?
Yeah.
So, but this is just a learning experience. You may want, if you felt that there was tension, you may want to address with that person on a one-on-one. Just call them and be like, hey, your success means so much to me. And the more open you are and vulnerable, the more people are willing to accept areas that may not mesh with them.
Well, I did. I sent a message this morning, you know.
Oh, did you?
And then I just said, you know, you're doing great, awesome. I believe you're going to be an amazing leader. I look forward to doing this by yourself, you know, together or whatever. And you know, there was no real response to that.
Okay. So another.
So, but I'll reach out. I'm going to see her before that. I'm sure.
Okay. So, but another thing is that we all have to remember is that as upline, they're not obligated to even connect with us, even as the sponsor. They don't have to come to us. They don't have to get training. They don't have to, like I was sharing how I love my sponsor to death. She's the sweetest person in the world, but she's not who I go to when I need direction for my business. She's just not. And I go 2 steps ahead of her. I go straight to Becca. Because Becca is the direction that I want to go, the leadership, the business organization that I want to build, and so that's the direction. And so she never took offense to that because she isn't building her business in that direction. So it's so I'm waiting for sorry, it might be. This is Jessica. How can I help you? Hi, how are you?
So I hope this doesn't deter you from wanting to be a leader.
Good, thank you.
I don't have a team yet. I'm wanting one.
It'll come.
That's what Jess says.
Yeah.
It'll come.
Yeah, all in its good timing.
What are we What did I miss?
She said she wants a team really
I
bad.
want a team, but I don't have one yet.
Well,
so.
you're doing what
I'm
it's just
doing
that-
what I need to do. It's
Yes.
just taking time.
Yes. So yeah, and
My growth didn't really happen until like 2 months ago, and that's when
I don't
started.
know where.
Yeah, it started happening. So, and I'm gonna be 2 years. So,
Yeah.
Everybody's journey is different. That's what's so amazing. And I was telling her for 2 years how one person can change your organization, or 1 month can. Like she sponsored 5 people out of nowhere, and then one of those people sponsored Jackie, who has been sponsoring no other.
like everyone's business.
Yeah, no one's business.
Wow.
So,
I'm blowing up right now.
Right? So yeah,
Thanks for her.
Yeah. And I talked to her, we were talking about to her the other day that she just has a lot of resources now that she didn't before in her past, and she's utilizing them, so it's really cool. But yeah, this business will pull at your strings of questioning yourself, and people will question you, and it really makes you come to the point in your life that you have to say, is that my intentions? Is that in my control, whether what people think of me or not? And so the only person that has to believe in you is yourself, because everybody else is going to judge you. Like, even though we're all friends, you both have a different opinion of me. No matter how close you may think or whatever, there's something, when you think of me as your friend, as your mentor, you will have a different definition because of the relationship we have and just who you are as people. But so I can't, if I was always trying to fit that description or a specific description for each person, there's no way. So all I could be is me and hope that that's enough and that's it, because everybody's going to need something different from me. Some people want me to be their mom. Some people, which I can't be. I've got 2 kids that I'm trying to be a mom to, and I'm not very good at it right now. You know what I'm saying? So it really helps you build that backbone. And it gets hard because you want everybody to like you. You want everybody you want to be that, again, aha moment for everybody. And that, but I will tell you, a true leader doesn't need the recognition. As long as your team finds that inspiration and finds that they accomplish that goal, it doesn't have to be you that gets them there. As long as because you're the one, whether it's directly or not, gave them the blessing. Because you started, you met Heather, and because you asked Heather, Jackie, and we're always using her as an example because she's like the, highlight of the last couple months, but, and I'm sure she'll continue, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's where you have to, and that's the thing is like, I always embrace Cambry and let her know that you don't have to do anything else for me because all you needed to do is give me that invitation. And and the one thing that's nice is that I can say what I've done with my business isn't because of Cambry. Do you know what I'm saying? It's because of what I've done with my business. And you don't want anybody to be like, oh my God, Liz, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be where I am. You don't want that because they're not independent then. They feel like if you were deleted, then they don't know what to do themselves. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? You want your team to
be independent.
Yes.
Consultants.
Yeah. Independent consultants. Yes. I mean, it's beautiful and so overwhelming when you have people express that.
And then not everybody does meetings,
No, my sponsor didn't.
So it's, and I keep reminding myself of that. It's like, this is not something, like last night, my son was in a play and I missed out on the first time he was on a play in high school and I missed out. And I had my meeting, the night, and I made that when he came home, and I made a point to tell them that because I know you've made mention of it too, So I said this is just a small example of what we as consultants, if we want our business to flourish, we need to sacrifice certain things.
Yeah.
And tonight I missed my son's performance because I was committed to have a meeting with you guys. So,
which I'm sure they respected. They may not know how to because they may not be ready to sacrifice in that way. So they may be like, well, that's your bad. You could have told me not to. You never know. You never know. But you're trying to tell them, look, this is how much I care, but they may take it in a different way.
Right.
And you can't. So all you have to in your heart say, this is the choice I made. I feel that it was worth it. And whether they appreciate it or not, you have to stand by your own decision because there's plenty of times that I've sacrificed stuff, my family time for team meetings and stuff, and nobody showed up or nobody appreciated or whatever. And I'm like, I could have freaking my time would have been better, here. But I had to say, you know what? No, I have to stick with my commitments. It may not have been effective today, but my commitment and my consistency is going to prosper and give me those results. And I'm the first person to tell you
the only reason I said it is because we were all congregating in the kitchen, and my son came in and he was in a womanless pageant.
No, yeah, you tell me. Did he come still dressed up as a girl?
Well, he still had his makeup on. They were looking at him.
Like,
he had a trophy. Well, it wasn't.
Oh, he won?
No, he won Best Physique.
God.
But it was in honor of Shakespeare, because in the Shakespearean days, men played women's parts. That sounded funny, but maybe.
Yeah. Men played women's parts.
Men played the part of a woman in the play, so it was in honor of the Shakespearean festival. Or whatever.
Okay, that's awesome.
So he was in that, so I saw him come in, and I'm like, and they're like, oh, your boys were, where they've been, and that's why I mentioned it. Or else I wouldn't have said anything.
Yeah, no, that's all. It's not like you were like, just so you know, guys. Yeah. I just want you to make sure you're aware that I'm here and my son's there. That'd be different.
And I did tell them the night before I went and watched the dress rehearsal.
Oh, nice. Well, that's good. So you did what you could do. We focused on what you can do and not what you couldn't. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think anybody that takes the time, the one thing I will tell you, this old expression, I think I've talked to you about this before, and I don't know if I have with you, but those who matter won't mind. Those who mind don't matter.
Yeah.
So what reason why this is relevant today is that the people that tend to take you wrong, and they will, the ones that want to grow and are looking and have what's the word? A selfless heart, I guess. They're going to take the time to get to know you and what your intentions are. They may not understand you now. They may not know what your intentions are right now.
Well, yeah, all these girls are just brand new to
So
me.
yeah, it's taking time. And the ones that want to grow aren't going to let their misunderstanding of you get in the way of their success. They're going to keep going. They're going to find different directions. They're going to come to you. They may tell you exactly how they feel, and then you'll be able to hash it out. I've had somebody put me to tears. And
I can relate to that because that's kind of like how you and I are.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
very much so.
Yeah.
Explain that though, so Heather understands. She's like, what?
How are you guys?
I know. And what does that mean?
Well, I mean, it's not. Where do I start? Well, in the beginning, like Jessica didn't approach me at all about not even a purchase, right?
Nope. I approached her husband.
So, and I didn't take offense to that. I was just like, well, this is what I want, even though she didn't, offer. I did come to a launch party, her Grace Dell launch party, where she made the opportunity available to everybody in the room, not just directly to me. So it was kind of indirect, but then I caught on, and this is what I want to do. And,
Which will happen,
yeah, and then I just, where do I sign? Sign me up. So I signed up for Grace Adele. And then, the next month, she said, good idea to sign on to Scentsy only because it's like that, the way you said it, it's the ice cream on the icing on the cake.
Yes.
And
What is the Grace Adele?
It used to be, we used to have, Scentsy dabbled in and just tested this another brand of like jewelry and bags, but it veered away from our enliven the senses, inspire the soul, and
So they got rid of it.
yeah.
so then I did Scentsy, but I mean, since I joined, I've just kind of been on the tailcoats, just kind of just watching and learning as much as I can. And there's been times where, I've made mistakes and Jessica corrects me or whatever, but I'm not like, well, you didn't tell me that before. I just kind of take it with stride, and then now I know. So I think that's what, I guess not everybody can be that way, and I'm learning that hard because the way I see it is like I feel like you are who you hang out with, but then not all like in this type of business, not always will you be around the same like-minded people.
Absolutely.
That was what I was talking about on my post on the.
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of touches on what I was saying about goals this month.
Absolutely. Very true.
So you just never know what kind of people you're gonna have.
It's gonna be all walks of life.
Yeah,
all walks of life. And
that's kind of my struggle because I've always been a very to the point direct person, and that's what kind of I don't want to say turned Jessica off, but that it was more of I was not approachable.
Yeah. And I told her we are open with that because she knows this business, you have to be social, you have to be able to talk to people, and the energy, I would say, she was very just straight to the point and very just, this is what I'm here for. Don't talk to me about anything else. I'm on a time basis. It was but it was also me judging. It was me judging that this is all she wanted to talk about. So I learned from her that just because somebody comes here about a contract, about a logo or whatever I was here for, doesn't mean she would be interested. So she intimidated me by like being so professional and, okay, this is your contract, this is how much you owe, this is what, we're gonna have a blah, blah, blah. I was just like, whoa, okay. But it was, I actually respected her for that. I was like, wow, she's really professional. But it didn't, because those are so, you don't normally see people like that in Scentsy.
It's such a contrast.
Yeah, but you do once you get in the higher levels because it's a business.
Yeah.
So mindset wasn't even there yet either. Even though I was already a director, I had not been around other business people except for Becca and Callie every now and then, but like I didn't have team members like that. So I didn't think about somebody joining Scentsy with her type of skills or personality. And she opened up to like, you know what, anybody can do this. Like, wow, like it's not just the stay-at-home mom that needs a dime, you know what I mean, that needs to put milk in the refrigerator. It's anybody would, and so I learned a lot. But the one thing, her as my assistant, she balances out or keeps my life in harmony because she has like a structure. And like sometimes it's funny, if somebody was a fly on the wall when her and I together, when we're working together, you would think I'm the freaking idiot because I'll be like, I don't know, tell me what I need to do. Because she thinks so fast and I'm just more like, I mean, obviously I'm a smart person when I need to be, but like if it's something that I don't need to use my brain for, I'm like,
and it comes from being a legal secretary for 14 years, because you
Which
have
really
to have to make sure that all your time is accounted for, because you're working for attorneys.
To
And
be super organized, I would imagine.
very organized
Detailed.
and detailed,
documentation.
and time is money.
Oh,
You're an
right.
attorney, you know what I mean?
And it's funny when we use that expression in Sensi, people get offended.
Well,
That is this a money-making activity?
and that's kind of how I was running my meeting last night. So I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, because I told Troy I'm keeping it. I had an agenda, and so I was going through my agenda. I'm like, okay, I'm moving on, because it would get too chatty in there, and I was like,
Okay, now that you said that, now that you just opened up a window that I think I'm gonna say, you have a bunch of team members that are brand new, and I think you're at the level, you're ready to be a director. You're ready to do things business-wise. You deal with me a lot, with everything's like, and so you have to kind of remember where they're at.
I know.
Yeah.
And so, and it's, and make sure, but they're also grown adults. So you can't talk to them like they're kids, or that like they don't know anything. Pretty much as, at that, when people are brand new, you have to let them come to you. You have to let them talk to. So what are you guys looking to talk about today? The actual training parts is going to develop.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Like
Yeah.
you may be overwhelming them. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you what was on my agenda.
Okay, yeah, please
Okay,
do.
so,
That'll help me.
My first. Oh, I actually have one. I have.
Do you mind if I run upstairs and get some socks?
Go
My feet
ahead.
are freezing
Go
for
ahead.
some reason. Are you guys hot or cold or?
I'm fine.
Okay. I can't even think my feet are so cold.
I actually posted my agenda, our team meeting notes on our Facebook page.
So how many people were there last night?
6.
6. And they're all pretty much brand new?
About a month or two in.
And they're all in it for different reasons, I'm assuming.
Well, they're all in it for different reasons, and they've all come to me. But what I covered last night was because each and every one of them in the room at some point may have, in the last week or two, may have come to me with this question. And I figure if they have this question, maybe everybody else who will be at the meeting may have the same question. So I just kind of wanted to cover things that have come up in the last 2 weeks with different people. So,
Wait until I can get to that point.
so she
Before I can have people in my house. So we're gonna go over it. That's what we're doing today.
So she was just asking me how many people were there and how long have they been in the business. So between 2 and 1 month.
Okay, yeah, that's really new.
Yeah. So I was telling her, and what I covered was questions that have come up in the last couple of weeks from different consultants that they called me personally and asked me a question. So I figured if they're asking, maybe it's on the mind of everybody else, but they just don't know how to ask.
That's a very good assumption. Yeah, absolutely.
So so that's what I covered. So I posted it on our team page, the team minutes. So I said I covered the news, which was the Lumenia was sold out, because I noticed another consultant posted it yesterday for sale at 10% off.
Oh.
So they're not checking their news tab.
Yes.
So then I went over the news, which is the Lumenia sold out, Bandit sold out, diffuser out of stock, diffuser kit out of stock, and nobody even knew what a diffuser kit was.
I want to get that.
That's good, Manuel.
So I had to go over that and show them Becca's video that she posted
Which
from
was
Cashman
awesome.
yesterday.
Yay!
Yeah.
They were
So
at Cashman Center or Cashman Field?
they're today and
They're
tomorrow.
today.
Tomorrow, and Sunday.
For what?
Do you want to go down there with us? We've got a ticket, extra ticket.
What time?
Well, I have to go to Allie's doctor appointment at 1, so I was gonna like around 3.
I have to get my McKenna from school. I won't be able to.
We might have a dinner on Sunday. Will you be available on Sunday?
What time?
It's like 7.
I'll be here.
So, like here?
Do you want me to bring stuff? Is it a pop-up?
I don't think it's gonna be here. I think we're gonna meet them because they're gonna be starving. They're gonna want to eat like right then.
Oh, okay.
So
Somewhere downtown?
Yeah.
Okay. So then I went over that, and I went over the Bewitched, the harvest warmer. A lot of them thought it was from here on out, that it was 10% off, and it's only to September 30th. So we went, and I said, please continue checking your news tab for updates and information on product and back orders, especially back orders because it is a holiday season, and you need to just check your so let me just do the meeting how I did it, just a little bit.
Yeah, that's
So I
fine.
said, just make sure you check your news tab because the back orders are ultra important since things are gonna be in back order. We are in the holiday season, so just keep that in mind. And I said, just make a ritual in the morning before you go to bed or in the morning as soon as you wake up, check your email, your workstation, and your Facebook because things are posted constantly from either myself, Jessica, or the Team Make It Happen page. So I said that, and then I went over. So I went over the news, then I went over top sales, and then top recruitment, and then I handed out, I did the awards at the end. I just handed out my shooting star rings only because that's solidified.
Yeah.
They've earned it.
Mm-hmm.
And then items of discussion. I discussed parties, presentation, and delivery because a lot of the girls have been just having open houses and they're not educating their customers on the product that they're receiving. So I said that's ultra important, and they said, well, we go around the room and we tell them what it's all about. I said, yeah, but you're not touching everybody, and it just turned on. And then some people said, well, my people just come in and out. They don't ever show up on time. And I said, well, if you're doing a party outside from your normal realm of people and you're doing it for somebody else, let them know that it starts at a certain time and you like get all the guests to arrive by a certain hour.
Mm-hmm.
Not always happens that way, but you want to be able to give that presentation so everyone's educated on the product they're going to purchase.
Mm-hmm.
So I went over games because a lot of them were asking me, what games do we play? How do we play games? When do we introduce games? Well, they've been having open houses, so it's hard to play games when you're having an open house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I went over games, and then packaging, orders, and presentation matters, how to package your orders, how to label stuff. A lot of them were not labeling their stuff. So,
Okay. So, and you just told them it's a paper trail to get back to you?
Yes.
Back to them?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And then I went over fundraising. Well, someone had asked me about fundraiser. I handed out a fundraiser little mock introductory letter, and I told them that there's more information on Sensational Fundraisers Facebook page to go there, and I showed them where to go on their Facebook pages on all of our sites where you can find files on information.
good.
And none of them knew that existed.
Okay.
So I showed them on the computer, went over that.
Good.
And then I talked about the booking blitz because none of them knew what that was. They didn't know how to participate.
Uh-huh.
So I gave them, you had posted a kind of like a mock script at one point
Oh, yeah.
during Mother's Day or whatever. So I gave them a copy of that. And then the chicken list that Becca posted,
Mm-hmm.
I gave them that. And I said, this is a booking list. This is what it's like. We can do it at a meeting on a Sunday or Saturday when everybody's available. We can do it ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And just let me know if that's something you guys want to do. So they all sounded like that was something fun that they all wanted to do. And that was it.
Do you have your own Facebook page, like for your own team?
Mm-hmm.
It's not just Jesse's Angels.
Well, when you have your own team, it's good to break off because then they don't have this. Because mine's like they're like
big team.
a small fish in a big pool, and they
Yeah.
feel like they don't have people seeing their posts or whatever. So like if you narrow it down to your team, then they kind of create like their own little community within
Yeah,
there.
I was gonna say like if she didn't have her own page, you should have like your own
She does,
I
yeah.
page where
Yeah.
you can
That's
post all
Hello.
that.
Okay.
That's in here. And that's my team minutes from last night. And then, I posted that yesterday, and then you have to get a comment on there because someone had posted it, FYI,
So what I'm going to tell you, this is what I am thinking may be going on. You are so organized and so on top of things. It may intimidate some people. Just so you know, it's not your fault. It's not like you should change, but being so new and maybe not in the business mindset yet, they may be still in this is just fun for me, and all this information wasn't maybe fun to them. I don't know.
they were all pretty receptive.
Okay,
They were all,
well, that's good.
They were all very like, ooh, wow. And
So the only issue was just the misunderstanding with the one person?
yeah,
So everything else was good?
yeah,
Okay.
everything else was good.
Okay.
And then I handed, when everybody walked in, I handed them an envelope with a number on it.
Oh, yeah.
And I
You told
said,
me you were going to do that.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
they loved it.
Really?
They're like, oh, this is so cool. So what I did is everybody walked in, I gave them an envelope with a number on it, and there was something in the envelope. So I gave them the envelope. I said, you need to take care of your envelope. You need to watch your envelope, make sure nobody takes it from you, and nobody trades it for anything else.
From the
Yeah,
Who went over that?
Laura.
Laura.
Well, yeah,
I used that too at my party last month.
Well, I put a little extra spin off for the team meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And inside the envelope, at the end of our meeting, I said, okay, now everybody take care of their envelope, watch it, make sure nothing happened to it, and no one traded it for anything else, and whatever. And so they're like, yeah, okay, open your envelope, everybody together, and inside was a payday candy bar.
Aww.
So that was, I said, this is what you get when you watch what you do, how you do it. Don't let anybody take it from you. That's cool. Work your business that way.
Good for you. No, but you're also teaching them a game they can play
Yeah.
in a certain at their parties.
Yeah.
But obviously, you're right. You did spin off as a business meeting, but like by greeting the people when they came in, that's you're teaching them that that's what needs to happen at their parties, and communicating with their guests, letting them know you're giving them direction, so they're not like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. You're like, okay, this is what I need you to do, and that's my coffee. I know. Thank you.
What is it?
It's
And then another thing is I gave them a expo, like a dry erase marker, and I put a quote around it. I taped a quote around it from Tony Robbins, the one that talks about like dreams are like magnets. I don't know if you've heard of it. And then dreams are like magnets. I can't remember exactly what it says. And then I put believe in yourself, because a lot of them can't afford like to buy a dry erase board. So I said put your goals on your mirror in your restroom.
Oh, that's cool.
You know, and just you know, look at them every day. Even if it's just a quote, just keep you motivated. You know, whatever your goals are, be small, big, however you want to make it.
That's a good idea.
No,
I like the envelope with the payday thing. That's
Yeah.
cool too.
So I did fun stuff too.
Yeah. I wasn't just, this is how it is. This is what you need to do. Oh,
But see that, yeah, but see that's how I run my household too. Like, you know, we're on a schedule and things happen. You know, I'm gonna extrapolate. I just hope I don't lose it.
Okay. Right now,
I think you're doing a good job.
I like it to be upstairs. Because
Okay.
my
Hi, Mr.
office is up there.
Coxman.
But, this used to be my office, so that's why it's here.
Okay.
But what do you need for it? Just like a phone line?
No, coax outlet.
I have no clue what that is.
Well, show me where you'd like to put it upstairs. I'll show you how to do
Okay,
it.
because I don't have, it used to be a bedroom, so it doesn't have a phone line.
I just had to let that off my chest. So yeah. Sorry, guys.
I just feel like when you get to that point where you have so many people like on your team now, and you have, I mean, it's really good to be really detailed and really structured to run your business. And if you have people coming in and they're gonna pick up on that, like if that's what they're wanting out of their, like they're there for a reason, they wanna have a business, they've been shown the opportunity, they're gonna respect that. But, you know, they don't wanna waste your time, you don't wanna waste theirs. And they're there obviously for a reason, so I don't think, don't sweat the small stuff.
Thank you.
Don't sweat the small stuff. There's gonna be frustrations, but I mean, that's with anything. And maybe she'll get something, somebody else will explain it to her, or she'll see it somehow and she won't be so frustrated. Isn't there a tutorial on the perpetual, like closing out a party?
I
Isn't
did.
there a tutorial
I
online?
posted a video on our website, on our Facebook, on how to close a party. And
I remember my first party I closed out when I first joined. I had no idea what I was doing. I just kind of went with it and like, what the heck is this thing I have to use? This perpetual reward, what is this? And I don't think you can close out the party. I don't think it'll let you close it out if
It
you don't
does.
use it.
it's only
Does
with
it?
the host, with the host.
Phone base. Could you set it? You could set it up for me. That's the
I
base
think
one
I'm not sure I posted it.
right here.
Maybe I
Yeah.
didn't.
I'll sign you hook up out there, I'll come back and
Okay.
I'll get all that stuff hooked up for you and I'll get your phone up there.
Okay. Thank you. So my internet was down for so long that I like flipped out and called my friend. She works for Cox Business, and I was like, "All right, what do I got to do to have Cox Business now?" So, what are you guys talking about?
I was looking to see where that put that video.
A tutorial on like closing out a party.
Watch me not have it.
They're like really.
Irony.
You got it from the workstation, right? The training center?
Oh, it's one Becca posted. Here it is. It's it right there.
Workstation order tab. Here, do this for me. If it lets you.
Is that it?
No. No, I thought it maybe would let you send to another.
Like for you?
Mm-hmm.
I can send it in a message maybe.
No, I'll just go to your page and copy the link.
Someone will come in. Can I answer?
Do you want to go up in it?
Hello.
So what were you guys talking about? What's on your mind, sister?
I was just commenting on, you know, when you get to that point where you have such a big team, or she's building a big team, and they know that she's running a business. So obviously people that have joined, they're either doing it for fun, hobby, they want to build a business like her, they're going to respect her for what she's doing and how structured she is. You have to be that way. Because if you're not going to have a successful business.
Yes.
You have to be structured.
And that's why I think maybe they feel a little intimidated, because maybe they're like, oh no, I don't know if I'm not like that, or maybe I don't know if I can be. And it's their own personal self-esteem coming out. And that's why as leaders, we have to
know them.
get to know them.
That form, I think, is awesome because then you get to know what they're wanting, why they're in this. I mean, you didn't really, I don't feel like we had only met a few times. And when I first came over, I'm just doing this for fun.
Yeah, she totally would. Yeah, so her why changed a lot.
Oh, yeah. So after you filled out that form with me, I think that's when you're like, okay, she's maybe wanting something different.
Yes. And that's when I made more of an attempt to actually reach out to you to have the time, because now that I have, you know, it's just impossible for me to sit down and get to know everybody on a personal level unless they give me the indication they want me to know them on a personal level. Because the workstation really does provide everything you need to just do your basic Scentsy business, hobby, whatever you want to call it. But once you transition into a business and you want a consistent income, it's a totally different ballgame. And so then I need to know, or a leader, you need to know from them what they're willing, and they need to show you what they're willing to do, and that your time is valuable. Because when you have hundreds of people looking for your time, you have to be able to validate that time. Like this right now, I would not sit, I just don't have the time, nor the is it a money-making activity for me to sit with somebody for an hour, 2 hours that has no intentions to grow their business. Do you know what I mean? It's just not possible. As much as I like them on a personal level and I want to have coffee with them, you know, there has to be limits. And so I will definitely have coffee with you to get to know you and find out that, oh, this is just a hobby for me. Okay, great. I'm so glad you're part of the team. You know, let me know if the workstation doesn't work for you, or, you know, text me, whatever. But it's not going to be my priority to reach out to them and say, oh, let's have coffee again, because that's 30 minutes of my day that it's probably not going to be much more than the same thing conversation. Unless they personally say, I would just like to have coffee and talk to you on a personal level. I will make that time, but it's not like it's going to be my first priority, because I'm not their mom. If they're looking for a friend, you know, and that's it. Unfortunately, I'm at the point in my business that I'm mentoring way too many people, because the average person probably has about 5 social friends that they talk to on a regular basis. When I have hundreds of people that I have relationships with, and you will too, you have to manage your time very wisely.
And I guess that's why I ran my meetings so structured too.
Which is fine, and it's just, I'm just saying, I now that we had this really good conversation, I see that they may just not be ready for that yet. And the thing is they're going to have to accept that this is what you're doing. You are helping them. If this isn't what they're looking for, they're just probably not going to attend anymore, which is fine. they're going to find resources where they need. They may go straight to their sponsor, or they may connect with somebody that isn't their sponsor, and you can't, even if they are your direct frontline, you can't take offense to that. If you're really in it for them to be achieving the goals they want, as long as they find that person, that should be your accomplishment. You should, you know what I'm saying, and let them know that. Team meetings aren't mandatory. You know they are if you want to grow a business. So, but the thing is, the fact that you were like, this is my suggestions for what you do, da 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 da. By them showing up, they're telling you subconsciously, without them realizing it, that you do want more than, they do want more than just a hobby. Does that make sense? So all you're doing is training them in that. And if they're not ready for it, they'll second guess coming the next time. If they show up again, then that means that they are serious. They just may be not, it's just, they weren't ready for what needs to happen. And now they're like, oh, well, that was a little much for me, but this is where I want to go. Do you know what I'm saying? Because the people that aren't serious do tend to just trickle out, whether they leave Scentsy completely, or you just never hear from them again, and they're just putting in their orders whenever they want to. So one thing I had to learn is that you can't hold back because of the worry of where everybody is, but then there's a catch-22 to everything in this business. You have to know where everybody is and still have that fun side of this, you know, but then you also have to be training those business-minded people.
Well, I did. That's why I did the little fun thing.
No. I'm not saying you weren't. No, I'm not saying you weren't.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying that the people that are business-minded are going to appreciate it. The ones that aren't are going to be like, okay, they're going to decide as grown adults whether that's what they need or not. You can't stop what you're doing just because of one or two people right now aren't appreciating it.
Yeah.
Because if I would have stopped doing what I do because nobody showed up sometimes, you wouldn't be here today. Heather wouldn't be here today. All the people that show up at my meetings wouldn't be here today.
Right.
So the consistency has to, you have to decide how you're going to run your business, how you're going to run your team meetings, and be consistent, and the right people are going to respect it.
Yeah, and I put out a couple of I talked to them about the couple of team challenges that I'm going to have.
Mm-hmm.
One of them being, I'm not picking a specific call, but my challenge will be posted the day of either the Thursday call, the Saturday call, or the Monday call.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to put a team challenge out there the day of those calls, that if anyone listens in and participates in the call, because I'll be listening, they will be entered in a raffle for the next team meeting, or a business tool. Like
Nice.
Last time I did it for the Thursday call, and Jackie participated, so I gave her the $99 sticker pack.
Nice.
So
Okay.
She's the only one that listened.
Yeah. Okay. So I think it was just all new for everybody, even on your end.
Yeah.
You know, so
And that's what I said on my notes here. I said at the end of it, I said, "Oh, it's so funny." Go ahead, I'm listening while I pick this up. So I said to them, I said, "Thank you for all who participated in the meeting last night. I'm learning a lot too." Hugs.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the one thing as a leaders, we can't come off as I know everything. And maybe because you are so organized, they're putting that on themselves, like, oh my God, she's so perfect. You know, I can't be like that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, and so it's good to, you know, I hate to say this, but as leaders, we have to be vulnerable and be able to throw out our where our weaknesses are, because in order to build other people's self-esteem, unfortunately, we have to show our flaws so they know that we're not perfect. Because if we don't ever show them, there's no reason for them to not think so. And then they think, okay, there's no way I'm gonna be like her. And I learned that, I used to be scared to tell people I don't know an answer, because I'm like, oh my God, I'm a director. I'm supposed to know everything, aren't I? Oh my God, they're gonna think I'm stupid. They're gonna think this, they're gonna think that. And once I started releasing, like, I don't know that answer. Hello? Yeah, my kids are absent, I know. I'm bad. Anyways. What was I just saying? I hate that.
You were a director.
Oh, so I felt like I should have to know the answer. And once I released all that no, that's what customer support's for. I'm only one person. I'm not gonna know every answer that everybody's gonna have. I may know where to find it maybe, which is important as a director to at least have a resource to direct them to. But that's really what directorship is being able to direct people in the direction, not give all the answers, because that's not creating independence. So it's funny, but it does build, when people are like, I will tell you, a lot of people look at me because I am so like, I don't know now, I'm so open to say that. A lot of people will be like, this chick's a director, really? She has that kind of a team? She's like an airhead, you know, she doesn't know what she's doing. And I'm okay, you could think that, because I know I'm sharp where I need to be. Do you know what I mean? I do what I need to do, and things get done, and I don't dwell on I don't try to act like I'm somebody I'm not. And you don't have to be perfect to be powerful, like Becca says, because I don't need to store everything in my brain and overload my brain when I could just reach out to a file and find it, or call somebody and ask, you know, this consultant support, and that's what they're being paid for, and ask, you know what I'm saying? So once you release all this pressure off yourself of like having to, you know, be perfect, that's why like I used to worry about what people thought I was, how I am as a mother. I used to worry about, you know, all these things. Once I released all that stress and guilt, oh my God, life is so different. And I'm so much more successful in my life and happier, because me worrying about what everybody else thinks isn't paying my bills. Do you know what I mean? And the people that take the time to get to know me and ask me questions are the ones that tend to be the ones that are most worth my time. You know what I mean? If they wonder why I do something or I don't care about something or I do, that means they're willing to learn and they're not judging me. They're just like, I don't understand this. Why don't you know that, or this or that? Oh, okay, that's a good question. Let me tell you, because I don't need to. You know what I mean? And neither do you, unless, you know, you need to know where to find it, but you don't need to. So that's what like this business teaches you life. It teaches you how everybody's judging everybody, everybody's in competition, everybody's putting expectations upon everybody. Everybody's looking to blame everybody, you know, oh, you're above me, so you should be the one making me successful. You know, there's all these, it's all about entitlement. Like I'm making you money, so you should be doing this for me. Well, you're not really making me money because you're not doing anything. And the people that are the most entitled, that show the most entitlement, are usually ones that aren't doing anything. They need the most from you. The ones that are out there gangbusters working their butts off need the least from you. Like you two, I don't feel like you ever are like need my time or need me. It's hey, let's get together, let's chat. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh my God, this party canceled, it's so your fault, Jess. You told me to book this party and it would work. Those people that call me and do those
Why'd you tell me that?
Yeah. Those people I have, but I don't give the time because I know it's not my doing. I don't, you know what I mean? But they're the most needy people are usually the most unproductive. That's what I found.
Yeah, it's kind of like when someone goes into like when I used to work retail, and people would go in and be like, oh my God, I love this dress. Oh my God, it's so wonderful. And they over exaggerate on what they see and they try it on.
It doesn't look as good on.
They
And they don't buy nothing.
I used to be in retail.
They don't buy nothing.
Yeah.
The ones that are like, oh my God. And so the ones that come in, get something off the rack, are quiet, they wind up spending $500-600.
They want to be left alone and they don't want to be messed with while they're shopping. Yeah.
Oh, I learned the biggest lesson in sales. I was only in retail for like 6 months, but I excelled really fast at Victoria's Secret Beauty. I was a sales associate. I came in during the holidays. I became a lead associate within like 2 months, and then I became a a co-director of the one at the form shops. And because I was like the top sales, so they were like, you need to, you know, teach everybody how to do this. So I literally went from associate in 6 months to I was the sales trainer for the whole valley, which was crazy because I've always been the type that I analyze things. Like, so when I would do a really good sale, I'd say, why? What did I say to them? What did they say to me? I would analyze their body language. I would, you know, okay, so did I judge them? Did I not? You know, did I take it further? You know what I'm saying? And so I did really well with sales. But one huge lesson I always use as an example is that, you know, how we say we never judge somebody by the way they look, their pocket, or don't judge their pocket by your pocket. So it was like 11 o'clock at night, we closed at midnight, and this older man comes in, you know, khaki shorts, a big gaudy Hawaiian shirt, flip-flops, just not, you know, he looks like he just rolled off from the beach or whatever, but like you would never peg him as like a millionaire or something like that, you know, just like, okay, what's this pervert doing in Victoria's Secret Beauty or whatever, you know what I mean? And because I just got off like a sales training saying never judge, you know, nobody would approach him. So I approached him. Well, he was the fastest and most productive sale I've ever had. This guy, all I had to do is take him around and show him everything we have. He bought like $700 worth of stuff.
Wow.
And I kept showing him more, and he kept buying. Oh, we also have this, and we also have this, and this might be a good thing to add to it. Okay. Yeah, that'd be good too. And I let him say no. I kept, you know, I let him tell me no. Finally, I let him close the sale. Not like, okay, yeah, oh my God, you just bought a $100 thing. Okay, when you wrap this up. A lot of people get excited, thinking, oh my God, she just bought a $100 kit. Yeah. Yay! And then go right to the cash rack.
No, keep going.
Yeah, and I remember looking at my associates, they're all just like, are you kidding me? They lost that sale because nobody would approach him.
Yep.
And so I remember, and it just was the biggest, but that's funny because that lesson I should have learned and applied that to you. That you never know by the way somebody looks or comes off as whether they'd be good for this or not, because this business can benefit people in ways that it's not necessarily about money, or it may just be a social, it's helping you open up. Do you know what I'm saying? It's helped me. I was totally shy before. Now I'm a lot more confident than I've ever been. It brings you friendships. There's just so many things there's so many attributes of this business that just because they may not need money, they may need a friend. They may need fun, you know, they may like to travel, you know. So we can't judge people just by their cover.
I can relate to that in sales.
Yeah.
I used to work in a tea store, and there was a woman that came in, and she was kind of frumpy, like a little bit older, had like a weight issue. And my coworkers were kind of making fun of her, and that pissed me off. I'm like, you know, that's not cool, because I know you don't judge people by what they look like on the outside.
Yeah.
And I started talking to her, and she was really talkative and responsive to what I was saying, and asked her if she'd ever been in, and I took her all around the store and gave her the tour, gave her tea samples, and she ended up spending $1,300
in tea.
Wow.
She had her son with her. She bought like 3 teapots, tons of tea, the canisters that go in, all.
Oh my God.
Did you work at
Tivana? Yeah, I worked.
love
Yeah,
that place.
I was with her for 5 years, and she became a regular of mine. She would only want to come in and see me.
Oh, that's awesome.
But I built that relationship with her, and she was one of my best customers. And she would come fill up her tins, and she'd spend anywhere from $500 to $1,200
Wow.
on tea.
Yeah.
So,
And that's, you just said a key thing. It's the relationship.
you have to build the relationship.
Yeah. And just, you know, we've been talking a lot about how like I didn't, but even though I didn't peg Liz as a Scentsy consultant, I kept the relationship being built and introduced and kept exposing my business. So she was watching from the outside. And so even though I didn't know how to directly say, hey, and nor did I directly think that this would be an option, I still subconsciously, because that's always it's always on my mind, is always exposure. And not everybody's going to be introduced directly. Like even like Amy Simonson, she made it clear to me that she was, don't talk to me about joining, don't talk to me about buying. So I knew that I had to roundabout introduce her to my business and the type of person I was, that I wasn't going to be like, oh, you need to join Scentsy, or you need to buy this. Like, so I would expose her to it. But, and I showed my confidence in she even said that when she decided is when we went to the pumpkin patch together with her friends, and I had my Scentsy director sweater on. She was like, she's like, I've never seen somebody so passionate and confident in what they do, that even to the pumpkin patch, you wore your Scentsy sweater. I was like, of course I did. And that driving home, that's when she decided she wanted to do it.
Wow.
But we didn't have any type of conversation about that, because she straight up said, don't talk to me about, I didn't have a good experience with Scentsy. I don't want nothing to do with it. So there's ways to find people and introduce it and make it available to people without directly, do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I was advertising my business and my success through utilizing her husband as my designer. Do you know what I mean?
He designed all the Jesse's
Angels logos, yeah. And through all the reunions, he designs all of them every year and stuff.
So the team shirt,
Uh-huh.
which I didn't get.
Oh.
I was sitting there. In
Well, I'm
my
getting
black
another
shirt.
one. I'm doing another order if you want to order one, just to have it. Yeah. It's good marketing for your parties and stuff. So when I place an order, let me know. I need to be doing one soon, because there's some other people that want one too. So
The Jesse's Angels or the reunion?
the reunion one, yeah.
The light blue one.
Yeah. But yeah, there's just different angles. It's, you don't have to be perfect. Like, there's no way.
Nobody's perfect.
No, and you're never gonna always see the opportunity, but it's important to always be open to it.
Right, and I am aware, and when I saw the discomfort, I knew. I was like, oh, there I go again.
So you're recognizing it. It's not like you're just like, this is me, screw you. You know what I mean?
No.
I have all these. I'm just. Hold on. This is Jessica. How can I help you? DirecTV.
They were just here.
That's Cox.
Oh no, the DirecTV was here earlier.
Oh yeah.
I promised him I'd give him a 10.
Oh, they called already? Oh wow.
What's the question? Just missed it.
I need more coffee. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you're familiar with Tijuana?
I love it.
I love their tea too. I don't work there anymore, but I still buy it and drink it all the time.
That's awesome.
I dropped a bunch of weight from drinking their tea. Yeah.
Really?
I need to consistently be drinking it again.
Have you been to the Women's Sun one?
Yeah, it opened that one.
You did?
When it opened, I opened that store.
I might have seen you, because we went that first week that mall opened,
Mm-hmm.
and then we went walking around, and they had the tea things outside.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I love this place. I wish I could afford their tea all the time.
That's why one of my reasons why I joined Scentsy was because working the hours that they wanted me to work, just having a baby, it wasn't working out. And I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do the Scentsy thing. And it was more as a hobby at first, but I'm like, I can make money at this. I think I can. But now
Definitely.
that's where my mindset is. Like, this is what I do. I'm an MC consultant. I need to make money. I need to do this.
That's so cool.
But to stay home with my baby, because I don't want to put her in daycare. I don't want to pawn her off on everybody. She's 15 months.
Aww. I can babysit whenever I can love babies.
Okay.
As long as she's not allergic to cat or dogs.
No, we have cats and dogs. Yeah. She's in such a funny stage right now too. She's learning to say no.
Uh-oh.
And she puts her, when she doesn't like something, like if she's trying to get into something and something she shouldn't be, and I'll be like, Prim, no. She puts her fist down. And stomps off.
So cute.
It's not gonna be cute though when she's older.
I used to watch this a friend of mine, our good friends. Do you want to talk about it?
Excuse me, Missy, where's your label?
Oh, it just came in last night. That's for my friend. She knows.
She knows what.
She knows right. My UPS guy comes late.
Your UPS guy.
Yeah, I got that at like 8:30 last night.
I think we can stop this, Jess. Do you want to just say goodbye? All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope I'm able to turn this off correctly. Hope everybody has a wonderful afternoon. Take care. Good luck, and have a sensational day.
Bye.
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 It's still recording. I don't know where you have the.
Here, bring it over here. Let's see. Wow, there's a lot of people reinstating this month. It's crazy.
It's the holiday season.
I know. Everybody's like, I need to get back in gear.
I know, Trey. I thought you were off the air officially.
Oh, we've got to be because I don't have.
Well, it's still green.
Oh, you're right. Hi. How is that possible? Where's it at? That's true, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where is it? I don't understand. Oh, here it is. Hi.